I find the assertion that Buddhists don't believe in anything and are not religious disingenuous. I'll read the whole comment first. You most certainly believe in Nibbana. You most certainly believe in Nibbana and rebirth, and by your admission, you don't believe there is one God. This is indeed a belief. That is, you believe there is no God, as in monotheism. Definition of religion: a personal set of institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices. By that definition, you are religious by belief and practices such as puja, chanting, vipassana, etc. Okay, so I find the assertion that that Buddhists don't believe in anything and are not religious disingenuous. So I've never made the assertion that Buddhists don't believe in anything particularly, other than it is not a requirement that Buddhists believe in anything. In a Buddhist country such as this, and in other Buddhist countries, and in the practice of Buddhists all around the world, there are many Buddhists that believe in all sorts of things, as I've just described, 28 previous Buddhas. How do we know that? Only because it said so in the suttas, supposedly by the Buddha. That is some kind of belief. As I said, I don't really get into that. I neither believe nor disbelieve. As with regards to a God, do I believe or not believe in a God or many gods? I don't even think about it. It isn't something. I was brought up in a monotheistic religious background in terms of my education, not in my family life, not at home. My family were not religious and not particularly religious, but my school upbringing was with Roman Catholic monks, whom are obviously religious. And they taught us strictly that the religion was all about having no documentary evidence or proof, but just built on faith, blind faith. They didn't call it that, but that's what they meant. They said, there is no proof, no documentary evidence. Whenever I said, can you prove that? They said, of course not. The proof of all the Lord and Jesus and Mary was in the fact that you have faith and how much good that does. I couldn't see that, so I moved away from it. Not into another religion. I just didn't bother with anything for many years. However, you most certainly believe in Nibbana and rebirth. I know there is Nibbana. I know there is rebirth, as I know there is karma. Nibbana is our state we ultimately attain to, or ultimately strive to attain to, it cannot be described because it is not of this conditioned world. But I know of its existence. I know that there is rebirth. And I know that karma meaning all of our actions of body, speech and mind, lead to results, are the causes of consequences, are the causes and consequences, those actions of body, speech and mind, of what has put us in the situation that we are in now. I know this. I am not going to tell you how I know this. But through these talks, through these videos, share with you how you can come to know this for yourself. How you can investigate for yourself to discover the truth, practically, within this lifetime, to attain to freedom from suffering in this lifetime. Now, disingenuous means lying. I'm not lying to you when I say that it is a fact that there is nibbana, there is rebirth, there is karma. This is right view, or a part of right view, along with the Four Noble Truths and the understandings of the characteristics of existence. And ultimately, what forms wisdom, panya in Pali, panya, understanding, and ultimately what is the Dharma. Now, I don't have belief that is true. I said that. It's not a lie. It's not disambiguous, or however politely anyone wants to think I might be lying, because I don't want to break the fourth precept of lying. It certainly would not be my intention to do. But occasionally I can confidently say, not through blind faith, but confidently say, and there is documentary evidence, not documentary evidence, I can't write it down or produce a document, but I have my own proof that I would have asked my monk teachers previously in the Catholic school I went to for proof. Well, just give me some proof and I'll believe what you say. They could not. They adamantly said, by asking for proof, you're not a Christian. So I thought, that's fine. But I've asked our teacher, the Buddha, not specifically directly for the truth, but by reading his words, his teachings, discovered his truth. By putting what he says into practice, this is why I'm here now, doing what I'm doing, living in this way. Because through practical application of those teachings, I've come to understand those teachings fully and know what the Buddha taught as the perfectly enlightened one, the first in this Buddha Sasana, or in this era, to discover the Dharma and then share it with others, is just that, the truth. But even the Buddha said, you don't believe me, don't believe me, don't believe any teachers. Go and investigate and find and discover it for yourself. So you say, by my own admission, you don't believe there is one God. No, I don't believe there's one God, but I don't discount any amount of gods, one or several. I think if there's one, there's probably more. If there are heavenly realms or God realms, Brahma realms, then there are. It's not of any interest to me, really. It's not practical or relevant now, at the moment. Even if there are gods, they're not of the nature to be able to give you any proof. If you ask God for anything you like, even unselfishly say, please God, help this ant on the floor, it's struggling, it's going to die. God isn't going to, by flashing a bolt of lightning, save that ant, however nicely you ask. The thing's going to die anyway, that's it. But what you can do through loving kindness is help the ant. Move it to somewhere comfortable, maybe give it some water or something. Do your best, practically, in a practical way, to be kind to all beings. This is metta, this is loving kindness, it's your actions. That's not a practice of radiating magical metta all around the world and the universe. It is being kind to those you can be kind to, people you meet each and every day, face to face. This is indeed